home opener, Neil. 7 days late, but better late than never. The Royals ended up opening up 3 games on the road after last Saturday's home opener was delayed due to weather. But as I said, better late than never, and the Royals looking to get back on track after dropping 2 straight against London and Barrie.
And no question, Scotty, it's nice to finally be back here at Hastings Stadium after a 2-year delay. 2 years ago. Last game here was the Hamilton Cardinals eliminating the Royals in the postseason. In quick fashion, they swept the series. So now it's it's a different year, different coach, different roster even.
Different vibe, absolutely. And 2 years is a long time to dwell on that sweep. But Sean Riley back in town, played for Toronto that year. Returns home for maybe what is his swan song of an illustrious career. He'll be batting third today. And that heart of the order for Dino Ramel's Royals looks mighty scary if you're Brantford, who haven't had the greatest start to their season. 0-4. The run differential is jaw-droppingly bad, so they'll be looking to try to find their stride today at Hastings as the barn starts to fill up. Not quite as many bodies in here today as projected for last Saturday, but still quite the crowd as we get set to go. The home umpire and his staff conferring at that home plate as the Royals and the Red Sox of Brantford prepare to go head-to-head this Saturday afternoon. A blue sky with a few clouds and perfect day for baseball as the Royals now take the field. Josh Garton leads the way. He will be playing the one bag today. You can't miss him with that long bleached mullet, number 15, 250 pounds of man. He will be a huge part of this Royals defense and obviously a part of that offense, hitting cleanup today behind Sean Riley.
Oh, no question. As far as Garton, great to have Garton back in the lineup. Great to have Riley and the others in the crew here, too. It's just a lot of starters out of the lineup as well today again. Some injuries, some nagging injuries, some other stuff going on, too. Some personal commitments as well. But, it's going to be great to get back here. Great to see the home crowd that turned out today anyways. And, couldn't ask for a better day. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right.
Just right. And we'd be remiss not to mention one of those guys who's not in today's starting lineup. You might recognize the name Dalton Pompey. 4 or 5 years with the Blue Jays organization, played AAA ball last year, decided to make the switch over to the IBL, and Dino Ramel's sell job worked very well, bringing Pompey to the Royal City. And when he's in the lineup, it makes this batting lineup even more terrifying for opposing pitchers.
No question it does. No question it does. As far as that stuff goes you can just see it even the first couple of batters out there, because Pompey was leading off the last couple of games. A couple of youngsters on the hill out there, just like, gulp. Okay, welcome to the IBL. I'm facing a former major leaguer right off the bat.
And what it does is it kind of takes their focus off of those guys who hit behind him, whether it be Riley or Garton. Riley knows he's not going to get an off-speed or a breaking ball when Pompey's on first or second base, because it will take way too long, and Pompey could really walk to the next bag.
And then I think the big thing is this year we definitely have a lot more speed on this team than we had in past years with Collymore, Pompey, even Ashton Patterson and some of the younger guys that are coming through anyways. We're just going to have a lot more speed, a lot more opportunities to, force to play on these people.
And the first pitch of opening day here in Hastings Stadium is low and outside for ball 1 from Emily Guerrero. Jesse Fishbrum leading off for the Sox. Slices one foul, and that will go to 1-1. Just missed on that. Came back pretty hot and heavy towards the broadcast booth here now.
Screen there.
On the ground to third. Should be an easy play for Garton. At first, 1 down. A textbook play. We got the first out of the first inning, and that brings this to life.
The left fielder, number 32, Liam Sutherland.
Let's go,
Liam! Red Sox fans in the crowd. So not stay for a drive. Great day for baseball. Great
Park. These smaller numbers, they can sure allow
keeps them in.
Right back to that location. Doesn't one. Just a bit inside. Some offense here for the Sox. Scored just 4 runs so far this season. Average 2-2. Sit down, so got him swinging. Guerrero dealing in the early going through 2/3 of this first inning. It's mighty sharp and ready to go as the Royals lead.
The first baseman, number 70, Evan.
Coming to bat, first baseman for the Red Sox. Helmet to the right, against the righty, and Guerrero again. Ryan swinging. First pitch, 0-1. Yeah, he is quick pitched all inning long, and there's another Ryan who hit a wall. And out. First inning in. Will chop foul. We'll do it again.
To get their too, so you know, some hits, a lot of runs.
And that's the thing. Seasons that the rust on the hands is prevalent in every team. And there's another K for Emily Guerrero. Much to the delight of this Royals crowd that continues to grow and grow.
Half an inning
Halfway
complete
through
for
the
Brantford.
first inning,
There were no errors
score.
in the inning.
And the Royals will come
We go to the
back
home
and they'll be
half of
looking
the first.
to bite
In a score.
in the early going. As we mentioned, the heart of that order is
We'll go right to the lineup after that.
Just a reminder, there are 50-50 tickets being sold for the Boy Scouts. So we'll see a volunteer and grab some tickets. We'll do the draw around the 7th inning. Leading off for Guelph in the home half of the first, the center fielder, number 9, J.D. Williams.
Check.
got you. You got me.
We can hear you.
Apparently, it's not going through on YouTube.
Huh.
Unless my mom's a liar. First inning. Leading off for the Royals. That ball pulled deep to left field. That one is gone.
that one, that's for sure.
Talk about getting started on time. Welcome home, JD. Always nice when your leadoff hitter can do that one.
Second baseman, number 2, Connor Morrow.
I think just the second pitch Williams saw, he went deep to left field, and Morrow will look to emulate that very swing. That one inside low. Stam ahead in the count, 0-1. Just a bit high. 1-1 the count now as Morrow will look to try to find a way to make contact with the big man behind him, number 33, Sean Riley, on deck. Hit high into foul territory, and that will be out, number 1.
Well, Morrow's up there to try to protect the plate and force, so they can't pitch around Riley.
Sean Riley walking up to Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. We talked about it being his swan song.
Sean Riley.
He will take his time going into that batter's box, soaking it all in for what could be his final season of what has been nothing short of an illustrious career here in the IBL.
Well, we've been very spoiled here as a Royals fan and just a fan of the league, watching Riley's career for pretty much the whole length of it and everything else. Sean and I met, of all places, on an online video game. We were playing Halo 2 one night, and this guy walks into the lobby called Burlington's Best, and we started chatting and everything else, and I had no idea who Sean was. And he's like, yeah, I play for the Guelph Royals. I was like, who are you then? It's like, and then so next game he introduced himself and everything else, and many, many years ago. Many a night playing Halo 2 till gosh knows what time in the morning.
Riley wanted that one to be the 3-0 count because it would have been green lights all the way down Highway 6 here in Guelph 4. Number 33. That one inside, and obviously trying to back him off the plate is Hayden Stam. Not really that game plan with number 33 on one. Hanging.
The first baseman.
And it doesn't get any less intimidating for Hayden Stam. Now, maybe the only saving grace with Garton is it's lefty on lefty for Stam, but Garton won the home run derby back in 2019, and boy, oh boy, he is a meaty man in that batter's box. 250-ish, tipping the scales. And high and inside again, trying to back off the power of the Royals. Not a bad strategy for Hayden Stam.
Not at all, no.
Stam gets the outside corner on that one, 1-1. Not sure if Garton agreed or disagreed, but not much of a reaction on that one. And that will go for a strike as well, and a little bit of maybe disagreement there from 15.
Garton looked good in batting practice.
Riley running, and he will walk into first and slide for effect just to get those pants dirty.
Riley stole a base.
I don't think Sean Riley remembers the last time Sean Riley stole a base, but again, that slide just to make sure everyone knows about it. Getting the dirt on the pants and a bit of a snicker at second. Full count now with Riley at second. You have to think that Garton has free reign to do whatever he sees fit with this pitch.
Oh, no question he does. Dino is definitely a player's manager. He's going to give everybody a chance.
And that one, like your ex-girlfriend that was too good for you all along, gone and never coming back.
Wow. got that one up in the wheelhouse and made it pay. So that's going to prompt Rick Parmelo to come out to the mound here to calm down his young pitcher here.
And I mean, obviously Hayden Stam, like you said, nightmarish lineups for the Royals against Stam, the young pitcher. You give up a leadoff home run to J.D. Williams. You get more out of foul out for the first out of the inning. Then you walk Riley, and then you go full count on Josh Garton, who made no mistake and turned on that pitch to deep center field. It was an absolute no-doubter off the bat. 3-0 Royals now. The scoreboard does read 2-0, but we're just one run behind. Malik Collymore now to the dish, looking to do exactly what two of his teammates have already done. Garton and Williams going deep so far. Just 1/3 of the inning said and done for, and Collymore up to bat as the 5th hitter in the lineup. Royals probably looking to bat around at this stage of it.
Yeah, you can hope they get the bats going because, you know, as Dina Romel said before the game today, you know, the bats were coming along slowly and everything else, but that's to expect, especially when a lot of these guys haven't played in a year and a half anyways, and Collymore and company and everything else. As far as when the minors shut down, a lot of these guys got released from the minor leagues anyways as they contracted, well, I don't want to say contracted, but they collapsed a lot of the minor league programs into just one at each level during COVID, everything else, and that's another ball.
Yeah, quick 2-2 count. We talked about how Guerrero was quick pitching in the top of the first, and now all of a sudden Stam finding some success with that as he gets his first strikeout of the afternoon. And now just one out to go with Jeff McLeod coming.
Fielder, number 14, Jeff McLeod.
McLeod entering the batter's box coming into this game, Neil, just one of 2 Royals with a home run. Obviously, that statistic is no longer true.
Nope, the big boys came to swing today, that's for sure.
That one called a strike. It looked to be a little bit outside from where I'm standing, but that's why I'm up here, and the umpire is behind home plate.
This is true. Plus, we have a better view than the umpire does as far as this stuff goes. We got a higher view, so he's looking right up, you know, what the pitcher, what the catcher sees, and the catcher does a good job of framing these pitches. Sometimes they get the call too.
Not one jam. Morneau, who will try to lag out one to first, but to no avail. Guelph not without doing damage of their own. Now headed back to the outfield. 3 runs by way of 2 home runs. J.D. Williams, Sean Riley aboard by way of a walk and then a stolen base, and then Josh Garton drove him home with a deep fly ball well beyond that 393 marker in center field. And the Royals have a lot to be happy about so far. Just 1 inning in to their home field, or their home opener rather, on a Saturday afternoon. Again, just 1 week late, but better late than never.
Top of the second here at Hastings. With Guelph up 3-0. Leading off for Brantford.
The energy is abundant after that first inning barrage of hits, as Shamil Ubira will lead off the inning for the Red Sox, trying to undo some of the damage that was done in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it's a daunting task for the Red Sox, especially when they found themselves they actually led last night's game in a diving stop there by the third baseman. Long throw. Garton able to hold on to it.
That one was a bit in the dirt, but nonetheless a great diving stab to keep that ball from going into the outfield by Morrow. Saved what would have been easily a single and maybe could have stopped it, but nonetheless, all for naught. Ubira is aboard as the leadoff hitter in the top of the second, and Nick Burdett looking to do some more damage now and advance Ubira. Guerrero wanted that one as a strike, didn't get the call. Burdett ahead, 1-0. Now 1-1. Keep an eye on Ubira, who's been taking a bit of a jump over at first base, trying to get in Guerrero's head. And that one will drop in for maybe a single. A great turnaround play to prevent that from really loading up the bases for the Red Sox and kind of ending that rally that they had started to kind of begin.
Connor Morrow with a great stop there. Almost, I want to say Robbie Alomar. I don't know if you're allowed to say that name anymore. They made the great stop. He went to his right and got the ball and prevented an extra base hit for sure, and another base hit anyways for sure.
We can say Bo Bichette these days, or
Bo Bichette, or
Francisco Lindor, or
Santiago Espinal, somebody like that, yeah.
Exactly. That one slapped to shallow center field, and that might drive in a run, and it looks like it will. Ubira comes into home on his feet. Very methodical baseball from the Red Sox here in the top of the second. A good way to chip away at this 3-0 Royals lead that is now all of a sudden 3-1.
18, Colton Fountain.
The catcher Colton Felton to the dish now, looking to continue this momentum that the Red Sox have all of a sudden strung together, and a little bit of confidence coming from Brantford. Guerrero wanted it and got that with the opening pitch of the at-bat. That one low and outside, 1-1. Carbon copy of the second pitch of the at-bat, now 2-1. Foul tip, that will go for a strike, 2-2. That one swung on and hit the center field, will not be deep enough. And that will be the second out of the inning and bring much joy to this Royals faithful crowd, who again, Neil, continue to grow. The seats are filling up and the energy continuing to grow as we are 2/3 of the way through the top of the second inning.
No question. We always like to see the sight lines down the line starting to fill in as well. That's usually a good indication there's a really good crowd on hand.
Jacob Reed squibs one, and Guerrero, Garton fumbles it and got him. Guerrero with the good foot speed, and Garton good composure to pick that one back up. Not happy with himself, but happy with the result. And that speaks volumes about that just confidence that this team has and the composure that Garton had to pick the ball back up and just do what he could to get the ball over to Guerrero, who was covering at first, bringing this top of the second inning to an end.
Run on 2 hits.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. Bottom of 2 we go. Scott Fraser, Neil Sriwasta with you, coming live from the Royals home opener. And again, it's the pseudo home opener, Neil, if you will. And lots of fans happy to have baseball back in the Royal City.
No question they are. It's unfortunate last week the trees decided to come down in right field and literally rained on our parade here.
Pardon the pun. Yeah. Fans populate that area where the tree came down in right field. It could have been a catastrophe. Thankfully, no one hurt. As that one goes down the third base line, and Brando LaRue on board, going for 2 and finding it, sliding head first.
Base running right there by Brandon LaRue, the Canadian Junior National shortstop.
Turned on the Jets and turned the corner at first and made no hesitation going into second. Noah Roberts now with a runner in scoring position, looking to build on the Royals' early lead here. And again, if they continue to get to this Red Sox pitching staff that will likely be kind of by committee this afternoon.
Oh, no question it will be, especially after last night. They burned through 3 pitchers last night, plus they're also shorthanded. I believe somebody had a wedding to attend today too, so that's another pitcher, another arm out of their available roster this evening.
And that's just the nature of the beast in this league, is that there's other commitments, and you just have to be a next man up mentality. And the Red Sox really getting tested early going into the season when it comes to their arms, and that one is high above the zone for ball number 1. 1-1 the count on Roberts. LaRue again at second with a generous lead, maybe trying to get in the head of Hayden Stam, and Stam looks him back and keeps him honest there at second.
Well, I think he just had to keep an eye on the runner anyways, especially LaRue's definitely got wheels, as he proved that as he legged out that double.
Now, as a lefty, does that make looking back at that second base lead off a little more difficult because he's going to be in your blind spot as opposed to a right-handed pitcher?
I definitely was. If it was at first base, it's a lot easier. He just has to lean over, and there he is right in front of him.
And that one will fall in for a single, and the LaRue kind of chugging along and played it safe. Wasn't quite sure if that one would be caught, so he will stop at third. Runners on the corners, no outs.
The third baseman, number 4, Darius Barless.
Darius Barless with a real chance now here this afternoon to drive in at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 runs, depending on what he can do with the baseball, and really extend this lead for the Royals, who have really been nonstop at the plate so far in this game. Low and well outside for ball number 1 from Stam. That one goes high and outside for ball 2. And Barless happy just to leave the bat on the shoulder for now and make Stam throw him a pitch he can hit. That one will find the zone, 2-1. Just missed on that one, did Barless. 2-2 the count now as that one sliced foul down the third base line, and that will be a souvenir.
Yes, it will be. A lot of out-of-play territory at Hastings Stadium. The out-of-play line, of course, is a track all the way around.
And I'm just noticing this now, Neil, but a bit of a wet spot there just shy of second base in the infield. So watch for that to see if any balls go through that and if it changes their path or trajectory.
Or it just stops it dead in the mud.
Might be the Sean Riley slide that caused that.
Yeah, maybe.
And that one goes foul. Barless stays alive. Full count. Runners on the corners, no outs. Stam doing a good job of kind of changing his pace throughout this game so far. Again, that second inning was quick pitching, now kind of slowing it down. Barless gets that one, and it will slice foul and out of play. We will do it one more time. You know it's baseball season when you get the odd whiff of the hot dogs being cooked down at Hastings
Exactly.
Stadium.
It's not up here, and it's just like
Teasing me.
teasing, yes.
Speaking of teasing, Roberts kind of staying in Stam's head at first base and making him throw over and perhaps getting Stam's focus off of Barless, who was at the dish with a full count. And that one will be ball number 4. The bases are now loaded. And up to bat, J.D. Williams, who all he did in his first plate appearance was go deep to left field to open up the scoring and get this crowd going and spark this offense that we've seen have so much success, as now we see the top of the order come back. Second go around at Stam for Williams.
Yeah, he launched the second pitch of the ball game, 329 feet and a half maybe. It just cleared the fence. But got the job done.
And he was looking for home run number 2 and RBI number 3, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excuse me. Well, I do my mental math. Just a bit late on that one. It slices foul. 0-1. And that one behind him did a good job of getting out of the way and dodging that one. That might would have stung. Could have hit him in the ankle or the calf, and no one wants to take that ball in that area.
Well, one of the unwritten rules of baseball is don't rub it no matter what. Don't let them see you cry out there either, but sometimes they hurt.
And that one, again, just missed by Williams, and he knows it. Still no outs here in the inning.
Yeah, Brantford's got to bring the infield in here and just trying to knock these things down now. That one almost hits him again.
Doing a good job of getting out of the way, but at what point do you just take it and take the RBI?
Well, you know, if it's in close on the ribs, you kind of want to just get out of the way of it.
I'm not saying I would stand in the way, as Williams again fouls it off and really putting stamina to work in this plate appearance, much longer than his first.
Yes. Well, that home run will definitely help Williams' average as he came in batting less than 100.
Small sample size. I mean, if you go 1 for 4 in a game, then 0 for. And that one will help his batting average even more. That'll score 2, maybe 3, but it looks like just 2 as the runner will hold at third. And Williams has himself a 2 RBI double to go along with that leadoff home run and having himself a heck of an afternoon. And we're not even through 2 innings.
Second baseman, number 2, Connor Morrow.
Still nobody away here as well, so now.
And you know who's up next. So Morrow will probably be very conservative at the plate here, just trying to make sure that 33 can have his fair share of swings with runners in scoring position. High and inside on Morrow, and again, ducking out of the way, and who can blame him?
Yeah. Unfortunately, they've already used their mound visit, so next trip out is going to be the hook. So
Morrow underneath that one and frustrated visibly as an infield. A cheeky little infield fly that almost fooled number 21 on the Red Sox. That was Spencer Jameson coming in to make the catch on the mound for the first out of the inning.
Third baseman did the great job there, and the pitchers did it.
The designated hitter, number 33, Sean Riley.
So we got some bullpen activity about to happen. Looks like 3 or 4 of them are going down to the Brantford Red Sox bullpen now.
Riley does get one to hit, but unfortunately just a little bit underneath, uppercutted it. And that will not be deep enough to drive in a run. And first pitch swinging. Maybe a little overzealous for Riley. And all of a sudden, this inning that had so much promise, and don't get me wrong, the Royals have scored 2 runs, is just 1 out away from being over.
First baseman, number 15, Josh Garton.
Stam will look to do a better job against Josh Garton, who comes into the batter's box. His first plate appearance was a deep drive to center field that drove in himself and Sean Riley for the second and third runs of this game. Garton with 2 men in scoring position. Taking on ball number 1, which is a strike, or pitch number 1, excuse me, which is a strike.
Yeah, Garton's definitely dialed in early in this season. Like just even when he's taking batting practice and everything else, definitely it's with a purpose. As he hits this one foul down in the right field line out of play.
Takes a couple weird hops, and again, another souvenir, as you mentioned, Neil, a lot of out-of-play area here at Hastings Stadium.
No question.
It's got to cost our owner, Sean Fuller, quite a few pennies for lost balls.
Well, of course, we try to remind fans as well to hand in the baseballs to keep the costs down, because especially now there is a ball shortage and everything else with the supply shortage, the supply chain issues that are going on as well.
Garton swinging out of his boots on that one and missed for a strikeout, and a great response from Hayden Stam, who under pressure in that second inning really found a way to get himself out of it. The bullpen started to get active, and then Stam really buckled down and found his own way through the second inning. We will be back with the third inning after a quick break. 5-1 Guelph over the Brantford Red Sox from Hastings Stadium.
Leading off for Brantford, the shortstop, number 16, Zach Labria.
Zach Lamprito will lead things off here in the home half. We'll start at the Red Sox, top of the third inning. We welcome you back to David Hastings Stadium. I'm Neil Sriwastawa. Along Scotty Frazier.
And
this
that
one's hit down foul.
Thank you, Neil. As I was checking the updates on Twitter and on YouTube, thank you all for joining us for a great afternoon for baseball from Guelph for the first time in a very, very long time. So we're happy to be back and happy to have you with us. Guelph up 5-1 through 2 innings. And Guerrero has been dealing so far in this baseball game, and it goes ahead in the count 0-2. And keeping the status quo is Emily Guerrero here in the top of the third.
I don't think he was too impressed with himself as far as the first performance on Monday afternoon in London. Got behind in the count a fair bit.
And it's tough when Owen Boone is just dealing the way he was dealing in that baseball game. So it's just more pressure on yourself if you're Guerrero in that game to maybe overpitch. And speaking of which, that is a absolute diamond of a throw from Emily Guerrero for another punch out and the first out of the third inning.
Right fielder number 20, Jesse Fishbaum.
Yeah, we talked about how Brantford's shorthanded here today. Guelph a little shorthanded in London, but Owen Boone was just nightmare fuel for batters for the Royals that day.
Especially at London had lost on Saturday to the
Jackfish.
The Jackfish, yes. almost going to call them the Bandits again, just because that's how old habits die hard there. But yeah, they are the Jackfish and sporting a new scoreboard in Welland. But Welland got the walk-off in the 10th inning.
And they are pacing the IBL at 3-0 with it just a ridiculous run differential. Barrie 4-0, but not quite with the same run differential, so they are half a game back in theory. But Welland and Barrie both looking very good to start their seasons.
Yeah, no question. The defending champions doing their best to just keep status quo. They don't want to have another drought between titles like they did for such a long, long time.
Yeah, it's always sweet to get that one off your back, but then again, you don't want it to be a repeat where you have to wait 10, 15, 20 years between championships. That one sliced foul for strike number 2. 1-2 the count. Guerrero dealing here, and he has been fantastic through 2 1/3 so far today. Fouled off yet again, and we'll wait to hear if it hits a windshield.
Thankfully, most people are smart enough to park at Hastings Stadium away from the grandstand.
Yeah, most people.
Most people. Yeah, they're always the one, and usually it's 1 or 2 a year. They got a broken windshield or a broken back window.
Yeah, that one might be standing in the broadcast booth next to you.
Oh, jeez.
And that'll be strike number 3 and a punch out for Guerrero.
Tell me Scotty didn't know. Well, Scotty didn't know.
Scotty didn't know. Scotty doesn't know?
Oh, okay, jeez.
And Guerrero knows right now. He has just been, as you said, a great response after that first appearance last week against London. And it kind of threw everyone for a curveball because the pitching rotation was obviously thrown off by Saturday's game being postponed. And maybe you have a mental kind of breakdown in your head as a pitcher. And that one is slapped to right field. Tracking the ball is McLeod. He cannot come up with it off one hop. Guns it back in. And the Red Sox have a man aboard in scoring position with 2 out here and looking to start a rally down 5-1 in the 3rd inning.
McLeod tried to track that one down, just couldn't get underneath it.
Now batting for Brantford,
almost got to it, but again, it's just a tough play, tough sky too.
Absolutely. I mean, we were expecting clear blue skies here today, and overcast came in, and we're not complaining because of what happened last Saturday. But yeah, very hard to track balls with those clouds rolling in, and obviously the sun getting in your eyes every now and again. That one low for ball number 1.
The second inning, Toronto is leading 1-0 over Welland. The other kind of scoreboard. That one's crushed to right field here, and that one's not coming back in at all.
And Guerrero has been gotten to, and the Red Sox all of a sudden cut that deficit in half from 5-1 to 5-3, and a bit of confidence coming in. John DeZima drives in 2 runs with that home run. And Guerrero just kind of needs to get back to what he was doing in the early going of this game, which was just throwing strikes and throwing fastballs right down the heart of the plate. Maybe it's been noticed by the Red Sox batters, and maybe it will be an adjustment of strategy or just changing up your pitches altogether. Or doing exactly what he did and getting ahead in the count 0-1. Guerrero back on top. That one low and inside for ball 1. 1-1. That one turned on but will go foul.
That sounded loud off the bat.
It definitely did. It looked like it was shot out of a cannon, but Guerrero a strike away from getting out of this one. Nearly unscathed. Confident catch, and then Garton baskets it at first base to end the inning. Now, Neil, Brantford doing a good job of getting some runs on the board, but no real sustained offense in that 3rd inning, so nothing really to build off of in theory, but obviously have to be happy. Down by just 2 runs now halfway through the 3rd inning as we will take a quick break It's the home opener between the Guelph Royals and the Brantford Red Sox from Hastings Stadium. Now, who will foul one off to stay alive. He'll be followed by Jeff McLeod and Brando LaRue. That one inside and low for ball number 1. Collymore doing a good job of not being too aggressive to try to protect the plate and laying off that one. And smacks that one high to center field. Doesn't look like it'll have the legs on it. Flying out about 340 feet, about 30 feet shy of the wall. As Jeff McLeod comes back to the plate.
Number 14, Jeff McLeod.
The pride of Milton, Ontario, Jeff McLeod, looking to add to his solo home run from a couple games ago. That one won't do it well outside for ball number 1, but he will take that all day long. We were talking about how catchers frame pitches. I think McLeod tried to frame that one outside of the zone with the duck on it.
Yep.
And that one to center field, and again, maybe just not enough legs to it as he flies out to center field as well. And Hayden Stam, full marks. What a way to bounce back for the young pitcher. Brando LaRue getting maybe one of the loudest applauses coming to the plate so far. Obviously outside of Sean Riley, who seems to get an applause everywhere he goes.
Oh, exactly.
And that one will be ball number 1 to open up this at bat. LaRue looking to get aboard and keep the Royals alive in this 3rd inning, but that grounded to short. Should be an easy play at first, and it is. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals, and the Red Sox have some life through 3 innings. We will be right back with the coverage of the top of the 4th inning as the Sox go back to bat after this.
25, Nick Burdett.
Nick Burdett leading off the fourth inning for the Red Sox, who will look to build off of that third inning where they found a way to score 2 runs and really get to Guerrero more so than they had been able to earlier in the game. Guerrero obviously looking to bounce back after the Royals, a very, very quick bottom third. 1-2-3 they went, and maybe a little overconfident at the plate after that quick start, Neil.
A little bit, yeah, but yeah, you know, it's just as far as you got to play 27 outs in this ball game, and nobody's officially done till the 27th out is recorded here, as this one's driven to center field, fairly deep.
Burdett would love an extra 5 or 6 feet on that one, as it was scraping walls out there at center field, but just a loud out number 1 when it was all said and done.
The first baseman, number 21, Spencer Jamison.
Spencer Jamison now coming up to bat, and Guerrero will look to emulate what he did against Jamison in his first at-bat, which was a easy strikeout. Jamison down the third base line, foul.
Jamison with a single and an RBI, his first at bat.
Not a generous strike number 2 call, and I think even Guerrero was shocked by that one. Jamison gets under that one, and it will go to left field and out number 2. An easy fly out, and now the Royals obviously looking to make quick work of the Red Sox here in the 4th inning. This game seemingly just starting to fly by on us, Neil. The first few innings a little slower, and now all of a sudden it's been 1-2-3 and almost 1-2-3 here again.
Well, now you're done and jinxed it, because that was usually you never mention how fast a ball game is going. That's just not. It's the one sport without a time limit on it, and you just never mention how fast things are going.
Blame me all you want. We'll see what happens here. That one will bloop into shallow center field for a base hit, and that will extend this inning, Neil.
Second baseman, number 31, Jacob Reed.
Jacob Reed coming back to the plate now, and looking to keep this inning alive and keep the Red Sox at least close, if not cut into that deficit, which is just a 2-run deficit now. Fouled right back behind home plate and caught by the screen protecting the fans here right in front of us. Guerrero checks first and then throws just a bit outside, trying to make sure Jamison doesn't get a jump on him, making sure that if he did get a little greedy, Roberts would have a clean throw to second. That one swung on to right field, and that'll do it. Well, it wasn't a 1-2-3 inning, but all it took was 4 at-bats, and all of a sudden Guerrero's through 4. And the Royals with a 5-3 lead halfway through the 4th inning. We'll be back with more coverage of the Royals and Red Sox here at the Hastings Stadium on a sunny Saturday afternoon. We are back at Hastings Stadium as Noah Roberts, the catcher, enters the batter's box and brings this crowd back to life. Roberts had a single and later scored in his first at-bat, driven in by J.D. Williams, who has had himself quite the afternoon so far. And he is also due up in this half of the inning. It'll be Roberts, Barless, and then Williams. And then who knows after that, depending on what unfolds. That one well outside of the zone for ball number 1. 1-1 the count now.
Activity continues in the Red Sox bullpen. We can't see who it is down here because unfortunately there's a fence. And it's about 500 feet away, too, so it's kind of hard to make out who it is. We don't have the luxury of bullpen cameras down there. But
I forgot my telescope at home as Roberts flares one to center field, and that will be caught for out number 1, and we will move along here. 1/3 of the way through the bottom of the 5th inning as Darius Barless now comes to the dish. A long at-bat in his first go at it, and will look to continue to work Hayden Stam here.
yes, Lyndon, I forgot my binoculars at home, unfortunately.
A very different approach for Barless in his second at-bat. First pitch swinging, finds himself aboard with a single.
Barless is definitely more confident this year at the plate than he was his first season with the Royals. Of course, last year with Barry. Didn't see a lot of action, unfortunately.
Number 9, J.D. Williams.
But nevertheless, he's making the most of the opportunity he's been afforded so far this season with the Royals.
And when you're batting 9th and you have a guy like J.D. Williams coming up after you, you're happy to get aboard because Williams can't miss so far this afternoon. Off-speed pitch, Williams takes it for ball number 1. That one inside and tipped foul, but we'll go for strike number 1. Williams will leave the box, collect his thoughts, and it might have stung him because it was very much on the inside of the bat. Never feels good to take one of those. The vibration and the reverb.
Yep.
Nothing you would even wish on your worst enemy.
But thankfully, it's not an aluminum bat, and the wood's a little bit more forgiving than the aluminum is. It just doesn't vibrate as much, but it still does vibrate. It still does buzz your hand.
Yeah, it's the double-edged sword of the aluminum bat. You hit it clean, you hit it clean. You miss, it hurts.
Yep.
Well high for ball number 2, and Williams ahead in the count, 2-1. That'll go for ball number 3, and again, talked about how Garton and Riley have perpetual green lights in counts like these. You feel like Williams must have that today as well. And a good take, and Williams aboard for the 3rd time this afternoon. A home run, a double, and a walk for the leadoff man, and now here comes the big man.
Connor Morrow.
After Connor Morrow's at bat. Connor Morrow has had 2 frustrating at-bats if you watch his body language after. Flew out in foul territory in his first one and then flew out to center in his second at-bat. So we'll be looking. He pulls one into his own dugout. And perhaps into the beer garden. He got all of that one, but laced it well foul.
Looks like clanked off the fence there, and nobody's claiming or looking like they're hurt or any worse for wear down there.
It takes a brave soul to sit in that beer garden. You pay for what you get.
Yep.
Morrow takes ball number 1. Now 1-1 the count. And you'd think after his first 2 at-bats he would be a little bit more conservative with swinging and try to see what Stam is going to throw at him. And he flies that one to center field, and that should be caught. Maybe lost in the clouds, but only for a short period of time. Out number 2, Morrow 0 for 3 on the afternoon. And sheer frustration coming from number 2. As here comes Sean Riley. He'll be looking for his first hit. Took a walk in his first at-bat.
The designated hitter,
just missed on his second at-bat.
Sean Riley.
Riley in no rush whatsoever after that mound visit to make his way to the batter's box, and you can see the dirt on his pants. That's proof he stole a base today. Otherwise, no one would buy it.
Yep. I wonder if he has a bet with his son who's going to steal more bases this year, Aiden or the old man. Of course, Riley said off the top he came back this year for 2 reasons. One, to win a championship, and the second was to let his son Aiden hang around some professional ball players this year and just learn something. As his young son is definitely starting his career off on the right foot as well.
Yeah, Aiden, 10 years old, great hockey player, a great baseball player, a natural athlete, obviously. As Riley gets underneath that one, that's high in the sky, and will be an easy out number 3. Riley knew it before it even came off the bat that he missed. And that'll do it for the Royals in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
For Guelph, no runs, a hit.
And we are deadlocked at 5-3 now, as we have been for the last 2 innings. We will be back with the 6th.
Kids to run the bases at the end of this inning. If you would like to run the bases, please meet Jordan near the Royals dugout before the bottom of the inning.
Going into 5, right?
5, yeah.
If I'm able to get a monitor like with that on it, that will
Yep.
probably help me for mine.
Yep. We can do that for you.
Jacqueline Priya leads off for Brantford, trying to cut into that deficit that Emily Guerrero is having no part of with strike number 1, 1-1 the count here. And Guerrero has, again, changed his pace throughout this ball game, whether it be quick pitching and then taking his time, and really has thrown the kitchen sink at Brantford throughout this game. And Priya behind 1-2 now. Guerrero looking to sit him down, and that'll be hitting the foul territory. Garton has a line on it and will make the catch for out number 1. Royals go around the horn. And that is easy pickings for Josh Garton just off the first baseline. Leadoff hitter Jesse Fishbrum will now come to the plate, looking to do some damage and start the rally here for Brantford, who are quickly running out of time here this afternoon. Right up the gut, and Guerrero had no chance to make a play on that one, and no one in the middle of the infield there. Fishbrum will get aboard with 1 out here and look to maybe
Left fielder number 32, Liam Sutherland.
take away from Guerrero's focus on Liam Sutherland, who will come up to the plate looking to do more damage this afternoon.
Sutherland with a double and a run scored. He struck out his first time up. So he fouls this one away.
Roberts has a line on it, so does Garton. Neither can make the play, and a fan bare hand grabs that off one hop and throws it back into play as we spoke. Always encouraged to return the souvenirs here at Hastings Stadium.
out-of-town scoreboard, the Maple Leafs has increased their lead over the Welland Jackfish to 3-0 in the top of the third inning. The other inter-county game this afternoon starts at 4 o'clock between the London Majors and the Barrie Baycats in Barrie. Barrie, the comeback kids so far at home.
And
3 straight wins in the later stages.
Guerrero throws over to first, and Garton thought he got the tag down on Fishburne, but first base umpire said no go. That one hit by Sutherland at center field, and an easy fly out ball for J.D. Williams, who's doing it just all over the field today. And now,
third baseman number 26, John DeZamba.
with 2 down, John DeZamba, who came into this game as a pinch hitter and went deep in his first at bat, that made this game a 5-3 game. We'll get another whack at Guerrero. Guerrero playing it safe, throwing away from DeZamba, seeing if he'll chase on the first pitch of the at-bat. 1-0 the count.
Well, it's already a better at bat anyways if you're Guerrero against DeZamba, as he hit the first one he saw last time.
And that one low, and DeZamba just checking with the umpire saying, was it low or outside? And I believe the call was low, and we have a 1-1 count, and Guerrero likes that call. He'll probably go back to the well on this one and see if he can emulate that exact pitch one more time. Looking for anything but high and inside. DeZamba just a little behind that one. That'll go out of play for the second strike of the at-bat. And Guerrero, again, just a strike away from getting out of this one.
He's definitely working at his pace rather than letting the Red Sox, slow things down here.
Yeah, when you're commanding the rate of play as the pitcher, that's a good sign.
We don't have the luxury of pitch comm like they do in the majors, so the fact that he's able to do this and keep things moving at his pace is really speaking volumes here.
And doing a good job of keeping the runner in check at first base, and again, just keeping it slow and steady and calm, cool, and collected has Guerrero been all afternoon long on the mound.
Well, they got him right
yeah.
hung up now.
Garton will run him down. Moves pretty quick for a big man at first base. Josh Garton does it by himself and brings the top half of the 5th inning to an end. Royals unscathed. We will take a quick break and be back with coverage of the bottom half of the 5th here from Hastings Stadium.
We go to the home half. Bases, please show up on the baseline there to run the bases.
All right, go to the 5th inning there. And then you hit the charge once the kids start up there, but that's for next inning though.
Yes, we will run the bases at the end of this inning.
Garton. Garton to lead off.
Yep.
Mark.
Josh
Garton. Garton.
Remy? Yeah, Remy. Okay, yeah. And also a happy 12th birthday to Remy. Happy birthday.
Don't be shy on the volume, Avery. Pump it up. Get these people alive.
I'm max 7 volume.
Do it. Blow the speakers. Blow the roof off this place.
Home half of the 5th with Guelph up 5-3.
We are back in Hastings Stadium. The first baseman, Josh Garton, coming to the plate. Much to the applause of the Royals faithful, he ended the top half of the inning by running down the base runner all by himself and already went deep once in this game in his first at bat, and We're obviously looking to add to that here in this plate appearance. Bit of a breaking ball there, fooled him, and he took it happily. 0-1 the count. Stam doing a good job of finding his composure after a quick start for the Royals offense, and has hung in there, Neil.
He has, and it was surprising, but here maybe he's stuck taking one up for the team here too. So the Red Sox played last night as well, only losing the Kitchener 7-1. Used 3 pitchers in that ball game. As I said, there's a wedding going on as well, so a couple of Red Sox out of the lineup and not available this afternoon as well.
Should be a sign up, first come, first serve if you're taking the game off if you're in the pitching staff. And Garton gets a hold of that one, and they won't even turn on it. Goodbye, baseball. Garton's second dinger of the game. Guelph now leads 6-3. An absolute no-doubter from the Guelph native. He knew it. Everyone on Brantford knew it. Everyone down Highway 6 heard it.
The left fielder, number 35, Malik Collymore.
Rick Palmero, the manager of the Red Sox, calling time here.
And that might be it for Stam, do you think?
I would think so here, and he did what he could as he hands the baseball off. The young man, should keep his head up. Pitched against a lot of guys with a lot of pro experience this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a dangerous Guelph Royals lineup, and Hayden Stam has a ton to be proud of with that outing. A quality start for him. He got through 5 1/3, 5 full, and now Guelph will look to just find a way to continue this offense. That lead now 6-3. No outs here in the inning.
Alex Gowing is taking over on the hill for the Red Sox.
And as he warms up, we will take another breather and be back with more coverage of this home opener between the Royals and the Red Sox.
Brantford, number 56, Alex Gowing.
We are back here at Hastings Stadium. Alex Gowing coming in relief for Hayden Stam, who went 5 innings, gave up a few home runs, including 1 to J.D. Williams and 2 to Josh Garton. Malik Collymore at the dish, looking to add to the Royals' lead, which is 6-3 at the moment. Got a lot of that one, but mostly underneath it to left field, and that will be out. Number 1, Collymore flying out. And here comes Jeff McLeod again, looking to do some damage here and get to Gowing in the early going.
Jeff McLeod.
The music. Play the music.
That one will go for ball number 1 to open up the at-bat. Jeff McLeod looking to get aboard for the first time today. Swinging and missing. 1-1 the count, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
That one just misses inside.
Hopscotch, hop, skip, and a jump, whatever you want to call it. Jeff McLeod showing off the footwork. Getting out of the way and saving his toes and ankles while he was at it. McLeod underneath that one, 2-2 the count now. Gowan doing a good job in relief here for Stam again. 4 strong innings from the starter. And it was really yeoman's work for the young pitcher who came in, as you mentioned, after 3 pitchers were burned through in last night's loss. McLeod underneath that one to center field. Not enough legs on it. That should be an easy catch and is for out. Number 2 of the bottom of the 5th inning.
The shortstop, number 12, Brando LaRue.
Brando LaRue coming back to the plate now. Trying to keep this inning alive for the Royals, and Gowing doing a good job here. 2 up, 2 down for the relief pitcher so far. That one well outside of the zone. And LaRue happy to take that for ball number 1.
Now, while on the junior national team, Brandon LaRue was playing at the Rogers Center, caught the attention of Jose Batista. And Batista got in his corner and helped rally this young man to a college scholarship.
Not a bad guy to take tips from. Jose Bautista, a 50-plus home run man for the Jays in their glory days back in 2015. As LaRue flies out to bring the 5th inning to a close. Royals lead 6-3 here in the home opener at Hastings Stadium. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the 6th inning.
And it is 6-3.
And then hit the Lone Ranger underneath. Lone Ranger underneath. Okay.
And there's a lot of runs being scored. Awesome job, kids. Hope you're enjoying the game. Have fun.
All the kids getting out to stretch their legs and burn off some energy here as we are through 5 innings at Hastings Stadium. Emily Guerrero back on the bump for the Royals. He has been solid so far this afternoon, and a real good bounce back performance after that loss in London last week. And again, with Owen Boone doing what Owen Boone was doing, puts a lot of pressure on a guy like Guerrero to try to match up.
Your first start out there, and you go out after Claudio Costado goes out there and throws 7 innings, allows 1 hit, no walks in the game against Hamilton, 10 strikeouts.
I think we call that a gem.
Yeah, and he did the same thing Thursday night, and unfortunately got a no decision.
Royals up 6-3.
And 6 2/3, I believe, and a no decision is just a shame. But again, the bats went cold for a couple games there against Barrie and London, so nice to see them come back alive, back at home here 6-3 they lead, and Brantford looking to do anything they can to get to Guerrero here in the top of the 6th.
Exactly.
Up the middle should be an easy one for Garton at first. Got him. One down.
One pitch, one out. A nice fielding job by LaRue. Man, he's got great hands out there.
That's efficient work from Guerrero as well when you're going deep into a ball game.
The center fielder, number 12, Shamil Ubira.
Shamil Abira now coming to the plate and will look to try to ruin the mojo that Guerrero has rediscovered after starting strong and a bit of a lull in the mid innings. But so far, so good here in the 5th and 6th.
Ibarra 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. A ground out to the first, or to the pitcher anyways. Well, the second time up, he gets this one down the line. It's going to hook foul out of play.
Got all of that one, but a little early on the swing. Guerrero knows he might have got a little fortunate on that one from Ubira. One and one the count here, one down. Top of the 6th inning. Ubira chops that one. It'll go foul for strike number 2.
If you're the Red Sox, you pretty much got to, try to throw him off his pace here a little bit. Get him to slow down a bit.
You got to play small ball, I think. I mean, it feels like a lot of the Red Sox are just trying to tie this game with one swing with no one on base. And when you're down by 3, I'm no mathematician, but that doesn't seem like it's a very good strategy.
And logically, no. I think your logic is very sound on that comment right there.
I hope everyone else heard that. That is a compliment, and I'll take it. That one chopped foul, but staying alive, and now all of a sudden, 2-2 the count, and Guerrero, after quick work of the first at-bat, finding a bit of uphill battles here in this one. And again, high and foul. Roberts has a line on it, but it will be out of play and land on the roof right above our heads, Neil.
Where'd you park again?
The parking lot.
Yeah, right behind us here, or are we a little bit off to the side? Because that one is just right back here. Thankfully, it would have rolled off the roof and bounced probably in the parking area before I got to your cars.
I'll find Sean Fuller on my way out the door. Again, staying alive and making Guerrero work for it is Ubira.
Checking the out-of-town scoreboard once again. The Maple Leafs increased the lead to 5-0 in the top of the 4th over the Welland Jackfish.
Good news for the Royals, who are pretty much in chase of all those teams after, that one low and inside and just missed Ubira. But this has to be at least the 9th or 10th pitch of this at-bat, Neil.
Yeah, he's getting up there. Definitely, yeah. Pitch number 9 will be the next pitch. 3 foul balls plus a full count here.
And that one will be the end of the at-bat. Over to first to Garton. 2 away. 2 very different at-bats for the Red Sox so far in this inning. One pitch, one out, and then 9. Was that 9 or 10 at-bat? 9 or 10 pitches on that one?
That was 9 pitches.
9 pitches as opposed to 1. I mean, all day long, if you're Guerrero, you know which one he'd prefer.
Yep.
Nick Burdett, the designated hitter, takes strike number 1. At least one fan didn't seem to agree with that call, but nonetheless, here we go. 0-1, 2 down.
Burdett 0 for 2 in the contest. A ground out to the second baseman and a fly out to center field in the 4th.
Now 1-1. That one just missed on the outside corner. That one low and away. 2-1 now. Burdett doing a good job of being patient, but unfortunately for him, no one on base ahead of him with 2 out. Has not swung the bat yet in this at-bat. 3-1 to count, and you have to think he will be swinging all day long if it's anywhere close to the zone. Taking. Ball 4, not a single swing for the designated hitter. That is some patience. And the Red Sox have a man aboard.
Jamison 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI.
We'll need to work some magic here with 2 down and the DH at first base. He'll need to hit something deep and high to try to advance Burdette. That one fouled off for strike 1. Now with Guelph playing in Kitchener tomorrow afternoon, how deep do you think Dino Ramel takes Emily Guerrero this afternoon, assuming he continues to chug along the way he has?
I think he's going to go with him. He's going to trust him, especially if he's a veteran of this league as well. Played a lot of years with the Baycats before coming here. And, if we can save an arm, especially when you're going to Jack Couch, which has just never been friendly to Royals teams over the years.
A home run hitter's park, and speaking of which, Sean Riley spent a couple seasons in Kitchener and added to his total of home runs in that time. So, yeah, not a pitcher-friendly park over in Kitchener.
No.
That one chopped to third. That should do it for the inning, and does. Guerrero unscathed, 6-3. Guelph leads halfway through 6. Welcome back to beautiful Hastings Stadium on a sunny Saturday afternoon as we celebrate the return of baseball in the Royal City. Guelph leading the Red Sox 6-3, halfway through 6. And the catcher, Noah Roberts, will lead off the inning for the Royals. Darius Barless and J.D. Williams will follow.
Of course, Noah Roberts, one of the junior call-ups from the Silver Creeks. He'll be playing a lot more here than he will down there.
Giving veteran Brian Sewell a day off as well. And very contrasting in terms of age and experience when you consider Roberts and Sewell.
Yep.
That one low in the dirt for ball one. 1-1 the count now as Roberts leading off this inning. Big swing, big miss, big strike for Gowing, who has done a good job in relief here for Stam. Roberts slices that one down the third baseline, but foul. Stays alive. 1-2. The count remains. Also fouled off, and we will do it again. That one chopped down the first baseline. That will be foul, just foul. And Noah Roberts probably counting his lucky stars on that one.
Yeah, the base umpire did a good job to be in the right position for that call as well.
So the count remains 1-2, no out. And Roberts making the most of his second chance at life. That one gone! Noah Roberts pulls one down the line and adds to Guelph's lead. 7-3 now. Royals over the Red Sox. A great job by the catcher of reading the opposing pitcher, and again,
Third baseman, number 4, Darius Barless.
Noah Roberts one bounce away from being dead to rights out at first. Gets a second shot at it and made the most of it, getting all of that ball and going deep on Gowing.
Barless 1 for 1. He walked in the second inning and singled in the fourth.
And that bottom of the order is so important for teams like the Royals, obviously top heavy and middle heavy as well, but when Barless and Roberts can get into the act too, it makes them so dangerous, and it really ends up taxing opposing pitcher's arms. That one low for ball 2, 2-1 the count now for Barless. Probably just going to let Gowing show him what he's got here. As I say that, he scoots one to the second baseman, and a half-hearted effort down the first base line from the number 9 hitter. One down in the inning, and that brings up the leadoff man, J.D. Williams, who of all the dangerous bats that the Royals have to offer has been the most dangerous so far today.
Williams got a home run, a double, and a walk so far.
I think Josh Garton might have something to say about that statement with 2 no-doubters so far as well. So Guelph getting it from the leadoff man and the cleanup man.
It's definitely a bit different batch of baseballs compared to the majors anyways. Majors all complaining about the ball's got no carry and everything else. And, well, here at Hastings Stadium, the ball usually doesn't fly out too often here, but today we've seen a lot.
That one caught by a fan quite easily over in foul territory, and maybe not getting the applause he deserved, but a souvenir that may or may not be returned. That one low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count, 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Up and in on Williams, 3-1.
They're trying to selectively pitch around him without pitch around him.
It's pretty tough to pitch around J.D. Williams when you know who's coming up at 3 and 4 as well, right?
Exactly.
Williams gets under that one, slices it foul down the first base line, stays alive. Now Connor Morrow, who will be batting second and right behind Williams, 0 for 3 today and maybe a little overzealous at the plate, but you would really like to see him get going and get some confidence and get on base to follow Williams today. Underneath that one up into foul territory, no one quite knows where it is.
Still listening for the sound that drop off. It must have gone over the roof.
And into the parking lot.
Into the parking lot. Hopefully not into your car.
Alex Gowing still chugging along here. He's been gotten to a couple times, and Williams gets a hold of that one, but just not enough down that left field line. Flying out. And the law of averages in baseball says he was due for one of those.
The second baseman, number 2, Connor Morrow.
Morrow, as mentioned just a few moments ago, 0 for 3 today, but will be looking to reverse his fortunes here against Gowing.
Yep. Of course, Morrow, a very instrumental part of that Baycats lineup that won several championships in a row, and of course he was at Canisius College as well.
Yeah, no slouch when it comes to knowing baseball and succeeding. Laces one down the third base line, well foul though. 1-1 the count here, 2 down. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Guelph leading 7-3 in front of a packed Hastings Stadium crowd. Thank you so very much for joining us here for opening day.
So great to see so many people and so many familiar faces here at the ballpark as well. Great to reconnect with so many of the fans
that were
before
just
the game.
Starved for baseball over the past few summers. It's not quite the same without the Royals in town during the dog days of summer.
No question isn't. And the Intercounty is just not the Intercounty without the Guelph Royals.
Unbiased opinion, right, Neil?
Unbiased opinion. I'm just
Well,
stating fact, actually, but it's still.
Well outside for the second ball of the at-bat, so 2-2 with 2 down here against number 2, Connor Morrow. Up and in for the third ball of the at-bat, so full count here. Definitely Morrow's most productive at-bat thus far in this baseball game, and he gets under that one. If that can carry, tracking at the wall, and it is caught at the warning track, and I think everyone was kind of holding their breath on both sides of the diamond to see where that one was going to land. Unfortunately for Morrow and the Royals, that stays in the ballpark and brings the 6th inning to an end. Guelph leading 7-3 over the Brantford Red Sox.
Brantford 3. As I mentioned earlier, Jackfish at 7:30. And speaking of Welland, they are being trounced right now by Toronto in the top of the 5th. It's 7-0 Toronto over Welland.
It's under the. No, it's in the. Should be under answers and intros. No, not now.
Pardon me? Okay, that's these guys.
Yeah, I'll pull it. That's fine. I have no bearings, no tickets in here, so there we go. You want it? Yeah, I got it. That's 50-50. No.
Leading off for Brantford in the top of the 7th, the catcher number 18, Colton Fountain.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. 7-3, the Royals lead in the top of the 7th. Colton Fountain leading off for the Red Sox. Emily Guerrero still in this game and still dealing as he has all afternoon long. Ahead in the count, 0-1. Foul ball, 0-2, and Guerrero looking to make quick work of the catcher for Brantford, Fountain.
Guerrero just at 76 pitches to this point.
That is a very, very doable number, especially at this juncture of the baseball game. That one goes foul, so Fountain stays alive. 0-2 here to start off the 7th inning. Fountain stays alive with another foul tip, so we will do it again. At this point in the season, Neil, where do you usually, I know we had talked about how Guerrero's a veteran and probably can make his own calls as to when he's done, but ideally, what's your pitch count this early in the season?
It really depends on the player, really. It just depends on what the manager expects of him, too. Like, as far as, some guys you might go out there, say, with Emily here, you might just go out and say, yeah, I know you're in game shape and everything else because you've been playing in the Dominican and everything else. But we're a guy from Ontario or something, he's just still getting his arm back in action here. So, but Guerrero, I think you're just going to go as far as you go. And, manager Dino Romel's always been good at trusting his gut and knowing his pitchers and reading their body language here, too. So.
And Guerrero picking up a strikeout in the first at-bat and an easy ground out of the second at-bat. So, again, if you're Dino Romel, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Guerrero looks far from broke
exactly
so far in this baseball game.
Shortstop, number 16, Zach Lamprilla.
Zach Lamprilla, the shortstop for the Red Sox, comes to the plate now, trying to keep the Red Sox alive here in the top of the 7th inning.
Lamprilla is 0 for 2. He struck out and he flew out to the first baseman. Takes that one for a ball.
And that one well outside from Guerrero. Maybe seeing if he can make Lamprilla, who, as you mentioned, 0-2, chase on that one, but to no avail. That one chopped foul, so 1-1 the count now. And we'll see if Guerrero decides to pitch out of the zone or attack, as he has all afternoon long today. That pitch count still below 85 by my count. That one swung on, and J.D. Williams has a beat on it, and that will bring the top of the 7th inning to an end. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox, and Guerrero looking like he's in mid-season form here, as we will take a quick break and be back with the bottom of the 7th inning here at Hastings Stadium.
Yep.
If you can find space, go ahead.
Guys, can I just get the ticket and I'll write it down and then.
Oh, okay. I'm going to announce it after this song. So.
Perfect.
Or after the,
Thank you.
You don't write it. No problem.
Riley lead off.
All right. You just want to verify that that's the right number I wrote down?
I think you're good.
Yes, thank you. You want to speak with the
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. At the 10?
at the 10th ticket?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll have to write it down.
Yeah, yeah.
What number we got for a pitcher here? Thank you.
Okay, folks, I'm going to announce the winning 50-50 ticket.
You can fade it
It's
out
on
now.
a red ticket. And here's the number. 8395973. 8395973. If you have that ticket, go to the tent on your way out and collect your winnings.
Number 11 on the hill.
Now pitching for Brantford, number 11, Luca Lombardi.
All right, Riley
Walk
leading
up
off.
tune.
Leading off for Guelph here in the bottom of the 7th. The designated hitter.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. A good 7th inning stretch here at Hastings Stadium. Luca Lombardi into the game for the Red Sox, and the first batter he will face today, the king of all kings, Sean Riley, at the plate to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Royals. Lombardi getting strike one on the first pitch of the at-bat, staying away from Riley low and away. Riley laces that one, and that will stay in the ballpark, but will be good for 2. maybe more. Riley will stand at second base with Josh Garton to follow. All Garton's done today, 2 no-doubt home runs, and has just looked almost
First baseman,
unbeatable
number 15,
at the plate.
Josh Garton.
We'll be looking to make it an even 3, Neil. Yes, an even 3.
A hat trick Royale in the first ball game at home in 2 years. That'd be nice.
I like hat-trick Royale. I like
Of
that.
course.
Patent pending.
Of course, our friends at Fixed Gear Brewing have a hat trick brew here in town. And of course, they're running the beer garden for us as well. So who knows? Maybe in an upcoming Royals game, you can get yourself a hat trick on ice.
On the field and off the field.
There you go.
Garton taking strike number 1. Kind of maybe just trying to feel out Lombardi, who's just come into this game to start this inning. Garton laying off that one outside, 1-1.
You can tell Garton's dialed in. He just trusted his hands there rather than swinging willy-nilly there. When he's dialing in, he's definitely got more faith in his hands, and he just realized, I can't do anything with that baseball.
That one slice foul up behind the seats and into the parking lot yet again. Still have yet to hear a car alarm go off, so that is good signs for everyone here. 1-2, Garton behind in the count. Lombardi doing a good job coming into this game, and I mean, talk about being thrown to the wolves if you're Luco Lombardi.
Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, you're up the next inning, and by the way, you're facing the heart of the Royals order that hits lots of home runs, and have done so in some cases. Garton goes down on strikes. Did not like the call by the plate umpire, Jamie Killingsworth.
He kind of laid off that one as it was being delivered, so I'm not quite sure what he saw, but home plate umpire definitely saw a strike, and that will be Josh Garton's first sit down of the afternoon. And Malik Cullimore will come to the plate to try to drive in Sean Riley, who led off the bottom of the 7th with a double.
Cullimore 0 for 3 in the contest. Struck out, flown out to center field, and flown out to left so far.
Making contact, but not being able, finding a way to reach base has Cullimore so far today. So encouraging signs, but obviously would like to get that batting average up and find a way to stay aboard.
Cullimore came into action batting .230. But again, it's a very limited selection. And
that one up the middle. Riley smartly stays at second, trying to draw the throw over to give Cullimore some time. Over that thrown over to first for out number 2 of the inning. And here comes Jeff McLeod.
Jeff McLeod.
That one low, but paints the corner for strike number 1. McLeod grimacing after that one, knowing it was a good pitch. Not much he could have done with that if he swung on it. That one inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Sean Riley posted up at second base after leading off this inning with a double. One on the inside, in on the hands. McLeod pulls that down the first baseline, and a few kids that we saw round the bases in the 6th inning fighting over that one. One and two the count, 2 down here in the 7th inning. McLeod stays alive by fouling that one. And we will reset. Pretty straightforward defensive alignment for the Red Sox against McLeod, the lefty. That one well outside of the zone. So 2 and 2 with 2 down.
Yep. The outfield's playing deep enough so nothing gets over their heads here, but
Yeah, definitely playing a safety here with Riley in scoring position. They're obviously going to try to hold him at bay. McLeod fouls that one off. Stay alive again, and Lombardi getting his work in here against McLeod. That one off the elbow, and he did not like it.
Nope.
An aggressive bat throw, but he will take his base. Now runners on first and second.
The shortstop, number 12, Brando LaRue.
Brando LaRue with a real chance to put this game all but to bed. A 4-run lead as it stands. 2 runners on, 2 out. We'll be looking to make something happen as Luca Lombardi will be looking to get out of this jam.
Got a pinch runner happening here.
Now that'll be it for Jeff McLeod this afternoon.
Ethan Hammond into pinch run for McLeod.
Pinch running, Ethan Hammond.
Low and outside for ball 1. Riley pretty content with just keeping his foot on that second base bag. Not much of a lead, if any at all. LaRue fouls that one off to even up the count at 1-1. 2 down here. That one lands just shy of the parking lot.
Still no activity in the Royals bullpen. Looks like there's guys up there. I think they're just fooling around down there, but there's no activity. So it looks like Guerrero will come out to start the 8th inning regardless.
And why not? As we said, do you have an official pitch count on Guerrero through 7th inning there?
Looking that up for you now here. Looks like 88.
88. So yeah, if you think that if you can get through the 8th inning in short order, we might see him throw a complete game, but with a 4-run cushion, obviously, maybe that leash is let out a little bit by Dino Romel and Emily Guerrero himself.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for watching from Newfoundland. Hope the weather's in there. It's going to drop in for a base hit here. Raleigh's going to chug home to the plate. He'll score.
And did a good job of dodging the catcher's mask that landed right on home plate. So Riley in to score, as you mentioned, Neil. 8-3 now the Royals lead. That was a Noah Roberts who hit a home run in his last at-bat. But for LaRue, that was a bit of an excuse-me swing, and it landed kind of in no man's land down the first base line. And fortunately for the Royals, it was fair and drove in a run and extended their lead to 5 now with Roberts back at the plate. Lombardi throwing over to keep LaRue honest at first. If you look at the box score, the Royals 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 0 for in the third, 0 for in the fourth, but then 1 and 1 and 1 so far through 5, 6, and 7. So sustained offense from Guelph in their home opener.
No question. Manager Dino Romel was talking about it. They weren't hitting the ball the first couple of games out there, but today they're definitely having no problems making solid contact here at all.
Consistency has been the key for the Royals offense so far today. Roberts goes foul with that one, just a bit out front of it. Roberts will take that one for strike number 2. Might have caught the inside corner as it made its way to the plate. It looked like it was going to be well inside, but did end up maybe catching that corner of the plate. by the time
Looks
it
like-
was all said and done.
Hit and run
Roberts
was on.
lagging it out, will not make it to first in time. And that will bring the inning to an end. Guelph adding to their lead, doing a good job of just continuing to chug along. 8-3 through 7 innings. We will take a quick break and be back with the 8th inning after this.
Yeah. It's for that Rosa thing? Yeah. So you want to mention that?
So I now have another winning number. It was on a blue ticket. It was for the Rosa Rattery Early Literacy Fund. So if you have this following number, again, go to the gate by the entranceway. 965259. It's on a blue ticket. 965259. Good luck, everyone.
Here we are.
We got some defensive changes.
Well, yeah, because McLeod came out correct.
Yeah, McLeod came out. We've also got somebody new at third and somebody new at second.
At third, that's Morrow.
Okay. Connor Morrow went to third. Costado is in playing at second base. And who's in right field now?
Custodio at second.
Yeah.
Claudio Custodio at second. Connor Morrow at third. And leading off for Brantford here in the top of the 8th, the right fielder number 20, Jesse Fishbaum.
We are back at Hastings Stadium as the leadoff man, Jesse Fishbrum, will start the top of the 8th inning off and looking to spark some sort of offense for Brantford, who are still in search of their first win of this young season. He pops up on the first pitch. One up, one down. Liam Sutherland now coming to the plate and will try to do what Fishburne could not manage to do and find a way to get aboard and chip away at this deficit with just 5 outs to go if you're the Brantford Red Sox. That one in for a strike. Chopper up the middle will get past Claudio Costado, who, by the way, came into this baseball game to fill in at second base as Dino Ramil has made some defensive changes here in the 8th inning.
The third baseman, number 26, John DeZomba.
John DeZomba back to the plate now, trying to find a way to advance the runner and maybe redo what he did in the early going of this game and drive a ball deep over the wall for a 4-bagger, and really has been the lone bright spot of the Brantford offense today. That one outside for a ball. 1-0. That one finds the corner, 1-1.
A lot of youngsters here today, which is great to see. Of course, we saw in the 5th inning, looked like a small army ran the bases.
That one low and outside for ball 2. Guerrero staying away from Dzamba. Once bitten, twice shy, as the old adage goes. That one could be two. Fielder's choice over to second base, but they could not flip it back to Garten at first to end the inning. So Brantford stays alive. Dzamba at first. 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning.
The center fielder, number 12, Shamil Ubira.
Shamil Ubira coming up to the plate now and looking to advance Dzamba and find a way to solve Emily Guerrero.
Ibira 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. He grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to third his last time up.
It's been the same old song and dance for most of these Brantford at-bats. Grounding out, flying out, striking out. Few and far between have multi-hits been scored here by any batter for Brantford today. And that's kudos to Emily Guerrero, who is now ahead in the count, 0-1. Checks. Keeps Dzamba close at first with a throw over.
69 strikes, 24 balls to this point for Guerrero.
That is a great ratio. That one popped up, and Roberts has a beat on it. And it looked a little bit more difficult than maybe it had to be, but nonetheless, Roberts makes the catch and brings the top of the 8th inning to an end as we take a quick break here from Hastings Stadium.
Just a reminder, Royals are in Kitchener tomorrow to take on the Panthers at Jack Couch Park, 2 p.m. And then their next home game is this coming Tuesday, May 31st, against the Welland Jackfish, 7:30 ball time.
Costato.
Studio.
Yep. It's the same pitcher as any guy. Let me check that again.
Slow moving game in Welland, but the Leafs continue to lead the Jackfish 7-0. Top of the 6th.
Spencer Carroll, the new pitcher. New pitcher is number 9.
Thank you.
Now pitching for Brantford, number 9, Spencer Carroll. And leading off for Guelph in the home half of the 8th, the second baseman, number 26, Claudio Custodio.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium for the home half of the 8th inning. And you don't have to get your eyes checked. That is Claudio Custodio in the batter's box for the Royals. And turns on one. The first pitch he sees over the head of the fielder. That will go all the way to the wall. Custodio will walk into second base on his feet.
Or, of course, Claudio was originally signed by the Yankees as a shortstop way back when his first tour into the minor leagues before joining the Barrie Baycats after he got released.
The center fielder, number 9, J.D. Williams.
So I guess he technically classifies as a pitcher who can rake.
So he knows his way around the batter's box, and not a bad guy to have hitting 9th today now with J.D. Williams coming back up to the plate with all the success he's had so far against Brantford this afternoon. That one just misses on the inside corner. Williams up 1-0 on the count. That one well inside as well, so 2-0 now for Williams. Williams gets a hold of that one, and that might have the legs. Gone! Another long shot for J.D. Williams in the home opener, and an instant fan favorite as baseball is back in Guelph. That will be RBI number 4, and make it 5 for the leadoff man, and getting a well-deserved round of applause.
The third baseman, number 2, Connor Morrow.
Studio doing what he needed to do to lead off that inning, getting on base, getting in scoring position, and Williams did the rest. Morrow looking for his first hit of the afternoon as the Royals now lead 10-3 here. None gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sean Riley on deck behind Morrow. That one once again pulled foul. Morrow behind 0-2 in the count. Gives his head a shake and kind of takes a quick walk around. Oh, and you can't.
Some days you just can't buy a hit. That's the day for Connor Morrow so far.
I think that might make him just smile, saying, you know what, it's just not my day.
Yeah.
He couldn't have hit that one better back up the middle, and it was taken away from him as Sean Riley now walks towards the batter's box.
Number 33, Sean Riley.
And as per usual, getting a loud round of applause and taking his time. First pitch swinging. That one looked like it wouldn't have enough off the bat, but it does. Sean Riley with a...
Got to move his butt there to second base now. I think Riley's like, I can't believe he didn't catch that. That's why you always run these things out, kids. And be aware where the baseball is.
That'll be Sean Riley's second double of the afternoon, and
number 15, Josh Garton.
his second slide of the afternoon. As Josh Garton comes back to the plate, looking to add to what is already a full afternoon of hits for him.
Sean Riley's wife, Lauren, not going to be happy. You having to do double duty. Not only have to wash the Aiden's uniform, now you got to wash Sean's as well.
I think Sean does the laundry.
Well, we'll see. He is a firefighter after all, so maybe he does it. You never know.
Garton, first pitch swinging as well. That one to center field, dead on, and Riley will hold at second base. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th now.
The left fielder, number 35, Malik Collymore.
Malik Collymore coming back to the plate now as well, with Sean Riley holding steady at second base.
Collymore 0 for 5 in the contest. Or for 4, sorry.
That one inside for ball number 1. Collymore, yeah, looking to get aboard for the first time this afternoon.
He's hit the ball hard, just unfortunately at everybody.
Talk to Connor Morrow and then get in line if you're Collymore right now. So
maybe we'll have beers after the game and talk about good old times when they actually got base hits.
Some days you get them, some days they get taken away. So
Yep.
Contact is always a good thing. Collymore gets under that one, and that should do it for the inning. And does. Through 8, 10-3, the Royals lead, and just 3 outs away from their first win at Hastings Stadium in 3 years. We will be back with the top of the 9th inning after this break.
2 runs on 3 hits, including. And when you were in Brantford, make sure you check out Dairy Delight. They have some great ice cream there on King George Road in Brantford. Great place to go.
Ben Reed in to finish this one off. Ben Reed in the pitch. Ben Reed in the pitch.
Now pitching for Guelph, number 11, Ben Reed. Leading off for Brantford in the top of the 9th, the designated hitter, number 25, Nick Burdett.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium for the top of the 9th inning between the Royals and the Red Sox. Guelph with a 10-3 lead and 3 outs away from a home opener win. Emily Guerrero done for the afternoon. 8 strong innings from the Royals starter, but will not get the complete game. Van Reed into the game to close it out.
3 runs on 7 hits. Didn't walk anybody, so that's not a bad outing at all. If you manager Dino Romel, you got to save some arms tonight.
And again, it was by way of a home run, a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning, and really very few blips in the radar for Guerrero this afternoon.
A much better outing to compare to what Monday's was in London. I think he felt more at home here and more relaxed. Definitely, like you said, with Owen Boone going out there and throwing
the gem of all gems.
Exactly.
That one pulled foul, and that will go deep into the wilderness. And 1-2 the count now, as the Red Sox are living on a prayer, to quote John Bon Jovi, in some sort of fashion to try to make this a ball game. As Nick Burdell is behind in the count and stays alive by fouling it off, and we will reset. A little bit of an ole from Garton, and that will go all the way down to almost the warning track. And Burdett on a prayer.
Burdett gets the double. A little lucky bounce here. Our Hastings hop right off the base there. Garton in perfect position for it, but unfortunately it just hit the base and took a weird spin.
As we alluded to earlier, Neil, some days you get them and some days you don't. And Burdett got one there, and he'll take it all day long.
Exactly.
Ends up at second base here, none gone in the 9th inning, 7-run deficit. But life inside Brantford now. That one turned on, and it will slice well foul. Ben Reed just trying to get out of here as quickly as possible and as drama-free as humanly possible.
Exactly.
Spencer Jameson looking to spoil that for him. That is strike number 2, right down the gut.
If you're Ben Reed in this situation, you're just trying to get, the manager put his faith in you, the game well in hand here, but you don't want to be that guy that lets them back in the ball game.
Or keeps anyone here longer than they want to be.
Exactly.
That one high and outside misses for ball 1. 1-2 the count, and no one gone so far in this inning. Two and two now, the count even. Chopper to Garton at first.
Knocks
Bobbles
it
the
down.
ball and cannot come up with it. And Burdett will advance to third. Runners on the corners and don't go anywhere, folks.
He got it between hops and it just scooted off his glove.
Number 18, Colton.
Really nothing that Garton could have done differently on either of those plays
Exactly.
to
No.
change the outcome. So it's just bad luck baseball down the first base line for the Royals.
That'll go in the books as a base hit for Spencer Jameson. If Garton comes up with it, it's a heck of a play. If he doesn't come up with it, you can't take away the hit on him either.
That one just missed for ball 1. That one also missing. 2-0 the count. Ben Reed trying to relocate his stuff and find the zone here and make the Red Sox swing at least something. That one in there for strike number 1. Two and one, runners on the corners, deals. That ball hit solidly out to center field and caught for out number 1 of the inning, but Burdett will tag and score. 10-4 now. Jameson stalled at first base, so double play ball obviously on the mind of just about everyone here at Hastings.
Ashton Patterson with the catch in center field, taking over defensively. The Kitchener native plays for the University of Guelph Griffins, and man, that guy can play out there in center field. He's got great wheels. Made a heck of a catch this fall against Laurier here.
Not a bad 1-2 punch if you're Dino Ramel with J.D. Williams. That one snared by Noah Roberts. Otherwise, that could have been trouble behind home plate. 2-0 the count, and Reed having a bit of difficulty locating the zone here and maybe overthrowing with knowing that he could be just a pitch away from this game coming to a close, but 3-0. A 4-pitch walk issued by Reed, and that will cue Noah Roberts out to the mound to have a bit of a chat with his young pitcher.
Just a little breather. Say, hey, Ben, take a breath here. Let's make sure what we're doing here.
Double play ball is still very much in play.
You get a ground ball and you're out of this.
Yep.
Shortstop number 16, Zach Lamprea.
Zach Lamprea coming back to the plate. The number 9 hitter in the order. That one finds the zone, and you like to see that response from Ben Reed. getting ahead in the count, first pitch strikes are always a vote of confidence. And Priya flies one down the first base line. Garton called off.
Costello makes the catch there.
I have to think that's got to be the first baseman's ball, but Garton happy to
I think
delegate. And
sometimes it's just who's got a better read on it, too.
yeah, that's true. I mean, Garton might have been a little bit further down than the ball was actually carrying to, so Claudio with a better eye line on it and made the catch and records the second out. Now, Ben Reed, 1 out away.
Fishbaum 1 for 4. He grounded to third base, struck out swinging. Singled in the 5th inning, got picked off, 1-3, and popped out in the 8th inning to the shortstop.
And another first pitch strike thrown by Reed. Runners at first and second here. That one finds the strike zone, and now just one strike away from closing this one out and giving Guelph a huge, much-needed win here on home soil after a 3-game road trip to open up the season.
And the Royals back on the road tomorrow in Kitchener for an afternoon contest.
Deals high.
Before hosting the Welland Jackfish on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we will be back on the air on Tuesday as Welland comes to town, and here come the claps. We will let them do the talking for us. Three Royals converge on it, and that will do it for this ball game. Royals win. Welcome home, Guelph.
That's the ball game, folks.
What a fantastic effort and showing on the first Saturday afternoon of what should be a very long and eventful summer, Neil.
No question. It's always nice to win your home opener.
Confidence coming from the bats all up and down the lineup. And obviously Emily Guerrero, one of the players of the game. Josh Garton having a great day. But J.D. Williams has to be your pick for the standout and really the catalyst to this Royals offense. That will do it for us this afternoon. Thank you for joining us from Hastings Stadium. On behalf of Neil Shrivastava, I'm Scott Fraser saying thank you, and we will see you on Tuesday night.